control our body and soul. Don't move too fast, people, just take it slow. Don't get ahead, just jump into it. Y'all hear about it? The peace will do it. Everybody, let's get into it. Get stupid, get retarded, get retarded, get retarded. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here.
GM, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about Beam, aka Merit Circle, which has just been rebranded over to Beam. They're actually keeping the same name of Merit Circle on their website, etc. However, Beam is the token going forward, and I'm going to explain a bit more about it today and the whole thesis behind this for Web3 gaming investment. So if you enjoy this one, make sure you do subscribe to the channel on YouTube or follow along on Twitter. Let's just jump on in. So here we have Merit Circle, 62 cents per token, but we also have Beam now live and kicking. So what has occurred here is there has been a token migration and Beam has been born. Beam is an Avalanche subnet. So this is a full gaming subnet launched by Merit Circle under the Beam brand. As you can see here from the kind of Beam stripy colors, looks pretty dope indeed. We're going to go through the website and loads more in this video, but they have redenominated the tokens. So think back to 2021. If you were around, there were some very bullish redenominations. Polkadot was one of them. They've done the same thing here. Beam has been exchanged 100-to-1 with Merit Circle MC token. So MC, if you had one of those, you have now 100 Beam tokens. There is a migration process ongoing, so check out the docs if you're holding MC. But currently we're in a position where more tokens will actually come over here, so the supply will be somewhere in the region of 440 million into 44 billion of the Beam tokens here. So if all tokens move over, we should have the market cap here of Merit Circle shown as Beam, but with just a higher number of actual tokens overall. So here we have it. The future of gaming is bright on Beam. If you were to tell me this is an Apple-made website, I would not have asked any questions. This is super damn sleek. Everything they do has amazing aesthetics behind it, of course, very creative people behind anything gaming related, and they've certainly not cut any corners with everything that they produce out there. So I really am a fan of making great first impressions and making things look amazing straight out the box. You can see some of the highlights here: smart contract accounts, the Beam SDK, and chain agnostic. So if we just start here, Beam has integrated with Layer 0. So Layer 0, of course, going to play a huge part in the Ominchain future here, not just for tokens, but NFTs. So this builds into what are Beam creating here? Well, they're building out a subnet where games can come and plug and play with them via their SDK. So you can launch your game on the Beam subnet, take advantage of low transaction costs, high throughput, all that good stuff. And you can easily bridge your NFTs or your tokens, whatever you've got, from your current home into the Beam network. You can also tap into the Ominchain and ensure your NFTs or your tokens can be compatible with many different EVM-based environments. Already live and kicking, we have the Beam bridge here. As you can see, this is up and running. You can migrate tokens from some of these select networks you can see on here. I imagine this will expand over time. And there's also a swapping protocol up there as well. In terms of the SDK, the software development kit, let's go into a little bit on this. So what is Beam actually offering? What advantages are there? Well, these smart accounts we just saw on the other page. As a gamer, it states, this means you can play games without dealing with wallets or signing transactions. So utilizing the SDK here, they abstract away complexities around crypto. Wallets popping up, approving transactions to do things in-game would be a bit of a nightmare. That is taken away. So account abstraction has been dealt with via the smart accounts. So if you want to hide some of the crypto native stuff, the smart contract accounts here on Beam's network makes a lot of sense. So this SDK is getting heavily used right now with a lot of partners coming online now and very soon in the future as well. We can also see they have their flagship NFT marketplace. We'll jump into that in just a sec, and it is mobile compatible, iOS and Android. And this literally is just ticking all of the right boxes when it comes to crypto gaming. And as it states there, by gamers for gamers. If you were to jump into any of the Twitter spaces they host on a quite regular basis, you can tell there's a lot of passion from this team, and they work with other teams who are also on the same page, dedicated, passionate, and always willing to go the extra mile. So this is why I expect the games that launch on top of Beam to be very high quality, and this essentially is kind of your ETF ticket into crypto gaming. Everything they get invested in, there is a feedback loop to the underlying token Beam. So it operates as a vertically integrated DAO, as they say, Merit Circle Investments, Merit Circle Studio, so a gaming circle, Merit Circle Gaming, and Merit Circle's infrastructure on here as well. And with the rebrand, they're trying to get away from the previous stigma of Merit Circle is just a gaming guild. It really is so much more than that. And so this rebrand is also positioning for that, to move away from the old connotations of gaming guild into this new era where this is an infrastructure play and a real gaming stack. Think of it maybe more closely to an IMX as an example. This also will position it against more high cap quality gaming coins rather than some of the guilds. Maybe there are a few hundred mil. We're talking about the big billions in market cap tokens. So on screen here, we have Arcade Galaxy. So these guys were more of a Web 2 focused gaming studio. They do these kind of cool arcade games, and they've also now coined the phrase arcade to earn, because what they've done is develop with the SDK of Beam and enable some crypto native functionality. As it says, after connecting with Beam development team and learning about the possibilities of the Beam SDK, Arcade Galaxy realized they had the opportunity to add an additional layer to their game. Courtesy of the SDK, players have real ownership of their in-game assets such as characters, maps, and they've even got token emissions as well. So there's a large opportunity here for those who wish to get involved with Web3 gaming to develop via this SDK and launch on top of Beam. I think this is something you will see happen quite frequently as this market begins to pick up, and Beam, the token, of course, is your way of exposure into this. So here is the Sphere NFT. This is their NFT marketplace currently in beta, and what you can see from this, if we just click through a couple, we'll start with this collection here. To the left hand side, you can see this collection is in AVAX, so you have to buy using the AVAX token. We'll go back. This is a League of Kingdoms, as you will see on the left hand side. Matic, you must buy these in Matic. Hence, this is an Ominchain NFT marketplace utilizing Beam to make this a very seamless experience. So also you're getting exposure here to an NFT marketplace. So this really is ticking off a lot of boxes. So this company is run as a DAO. This means your tokens have governance rights. MC now going to be Beam. But if we just jump into the actual governance structure here and go through some of the things that they've been talking about. So this is MIP 28, so Merit Improvement Proposal 28. This, of course, has now been approved because we have the Beam transition already underway. So let's talk a little bit more about the token conversion here. It says Merit Circle's name will still continue, but Beam and Beam token will be the main network kind of branding that will be used going on. We've already talked about this 1 to 100 denomination. This also means that the tokens are now at a sub-penny level. So think of that from a psychological standpoint. New entrants into the market, you can buy tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, or if you've got a bigger budget, millions of these tokens. And so that unit bias that we see every crypto cycle will be in play. Also, Beam is the gas on this network. So if you want gas to appear very, very cheap, it will be cheap anyway, but it's going to be fractions of a penny. Makes it sound almost negligible overall. Whereas if the MC token were to gain a lot of value, say it goes to like $4 or $5, then the gas costs start to become a bit more noticeable in terms of the unit bias. Within this, they also talk about the focus moving away from a gaming guild into more of this infrastructure play, studio, developer, investor, all those good things going on. And they believe a Beam-focused ecosystem will improve brand recognition and strength to compete with the likes of Ronin and IMX. So Beam will be the native network token. It will effectively be the gas of the network. And so as these games develop on top of Beam, there's going to be more gas required. Those projects will obviously be holding Beam to pay for gas on the network. I've seen some in instances negate the gas costs to the end user and actually just absorb the cost themselves. Of course, that means they're going to be locking up a load of the Beam tokens to pay for that. It is going to be a full proof of stake chain as well. So you'll be able to stake the token. That'll will obviously be a bit of a roadmap item and maybe a catalyst into the future. It'll be used, of course, for governance as well. In the blue at the bottom, they state Beam token will be the focal point for coordination and incentivization within the Beam/Merit Circle eco. Lots of information within this. Do check it out and have a little read through the governance forum. They do things right in this eco. People get a say, people then get to vote, and they seem to make very good decisions. The final thing to note on this, though, they will actually end the kind of token migration by the end of this year, it seems. So people who do not migrate their tokens in time seemingly will be lost. So the overall supply could therefore be going down. Not too sure you should penalize people who have maybe taken their eye off the ball during the bear, but it is what it is. So as you can see from this statement here, Beam migration full effect. All the MC utility is now available on Beam. Delegation, governance, gas, validation, and the buyback and burn. Let's go into this a little bit more. So this is the juicy part. We need to take a step back. This is MIP 7. We need to go back in time to MIP 6 to understand what the hell does this DAO do. So of course they're investing at a seed level into loads of upcoming popular games. What do they do though? They have an actual strategy for taking profit. De-risk any investments as a standard procedure when it hits a 10x multiple. Standard de-risk by selling up to 100% of the initial dollar value of the investment at current prices into the market. A standard procedure when to take profit on another 100%, effectively taking back 200% of initial dollar value, and taking profit on maximum 20% of a total token or NFT position. So they will remain bag holders in some of these for the long run. That will also be a sign of confidence that you want them on the investment table as well. They're not going to dump all your tokens, whereas we see that with some VC arms. They are very much mercenary, but they have a full strategy here. And Pentoshi is an advisor to them. I think this is kind of his meticulous way of doing things. I think he has a large say in this kind of structure here. So with profits as they're coming in, and they're already making 10x's here. Over this last few weeks alone, I've noticed a few tokens they got in at seed levels for, and they're up massive already. So what they're going to do with profits, 20% will be utilized into a USDC pot to have cash on hand. 5% into Bitcoin and ETH exposure for their treasury, 60% in USDC to maintain price support below the token, somewhere between 10 to 35% below market value. So you've got pretty much a bit of a backstop on the token itself with revenues, very interesting indeed. And 15% just behind my head, this is for buying back on the open market Beam tokens and thus burning them. So this token will be deflationary over time. There is still some token inflation in terms of vesting, etc. But over time, this will become more deflationary. So this is from Pentoshi. If you are new to the channel or new to crypto, you don't know who this guy is, give him a follow. Big trader and a huge advisor here for Merit Circle. He says Beam or Merit Circle has already had its first buyback and burn 158K since the migration, which is pretty incredible if you think about this market's only started cooking in the last couple of weeks. To date, 37% of all supply has been burnt, and we can see this all on chain. So if you go onto Etherscan, you can find out all this information for yourself. Now, in terms of redenomination and a rebrand in terms of token, what do you get? You get, of course, that low unit bias. It's trading at 0.006 of a penny, and you get a brand new fresh chart for the new bull market. Very interesting indeed. I do think we will fill the wick as per the meme. When you see these new contract highs, we typically do get some bullish movements in towards those, and they do get filled. But we have a very simple, fresh new chart here for the Beam token. And as you can see, when you open this up for the first time, there's no like immediate, oh damn, there's loads of people who have been shafted here. They've lost loads of money. Maybe they're going to sell each and every pump as we move this thing on up. I do think this having a fresh chart is something quite powerful. Now, as this is a DAO, we have full oversight into the treasury as well. So they currently have $36 million in cash. So that is USDC on hand for investments, upgrades, anything that needs to be done. They have 7 mil in liquid crypto assets. You can see the breakdown in here, some of which are their own token. But as you can see, roughly 5 mil of that is in wrapped Bitcoin. They have 1.1 mil in gold and almost $1 million in Ether there. They've got a load of NFTs. But this is the real cool thing to look at here. The venture investments. They got 48 mil in seed round investments across some of the biggest games coming over the next few years here. So I think this goes from 48 mil to somewhere in the billions during the bull market in terms of those venture investments. And as they take profits from these things, we just saw how the tokenomics will work. Buybacks and burns, price support for the token, more USDC, bigger treasury. This thing is going to be absolutely cooking. So I just love the structure behind this, how well thought out it is overall. And as I say, it's kind of like the ETF of crypto gaming. If you can't pick out the best games yourself, which I certainly haven't got time to do, this is great exposure across the market. Look how many things they're in. It's like 500K looks to be kind of an average ticket on here. All of these are big six-figure investments at seed round. Most things when they do launch will be up like 10x straight out the gates. I mean, this is a very good exposure to crypto gaming in my opinion. Hence, I'm bringing it to the channel as this is one I want to bet big on, not financial advice. So this is Shrapnel. This game is very much anticipated. They just launched the token. Apparently it is insane. It's supposed to be a first-person shooter that will rival Web 2 games. They've invested in this, and I believe it is launched on Beam as well. So upside of Shrapnel will be upside for the DAO. Necoverse as well. They've invested hundreds of thousands into this one. I'm seeing this one start to get shilled a bit here. So Necoverse, City of Greed, apparently going to be a banger of a game. They're invested in this. It's launching on Beam. They invested 400K into Amino Rewards. The seed price was 0.0002. It's up over 10x from that already. So that 400K is now over 4 mil. All the crypto related stuff related to Amino Rewards is on Beam Network. So that software development kit coming in handy there. I just did a video on Amino Rewards. Go and check it out. It is a walk to earn program that has big potential. Goons of Balatron. This was a 2021 investment. This one is live. This is a trading card game, I do believe. They took 300K in seed investment into that. That will be up big time over the coming months, and they recently had a full migration of the Goons of Balatron over into the Beam network. So over 270,000 NFTs have just been migrated over to Beam. Cool bit of artwork down there. Hella bullish on this, and more of this will be coming. I think this is going to be a frequent thing you start to see. Loads of notifications popping off, more and more stuff coming to Beam. So the most influencer way to cap things off here, let's just do a comparison of the current token versus Sand. So Sandbox was one of the biggest winners of the 2021 gaming bull market. It hit a peak all-time high of 41 cents per token, many billions in market cap. So if Meritc Circle or the Beam token were to hit Sandbox's all-time high market cap this time round in 2024 or 2025, it would still be a 23x from here on out. Roughly that would be 15 cents per token for that newly released Beam token, currently trading at 0.006. So in my mind, this is one of the best risk-adjusted plays in the crypto gaming sector. It's going to get you exposure to more than any one single game, absolute dozens of them, NFT marketplaces, full subnet architecture. It's an infrastructure play, deflationary tokenomics, just so much going on there, and you can get involved in the governance proposals and all that good stuff. So this is one heck of a gaming protocol, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing where this one goes. And of course, I'm investing into Beam. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in my next one. Peace.